Welcome to this analysis. Today, we're diving into a truly radical premise. For years, fans have debated the mysteries, the wild mythology, and the deeply layered narrative of one of the most famous television shows of all time. But what if we've been looking at it completely upside down? What if this massive hit show wasn't just a clever piece of sci-fi or a quirky character drama, but was actually a direct retelling of an ancient myth, just hiding right there in plain sight?
It's a massive question, isn't it? What if Lost is actually the true story of Atlantis? Let's open our first mystery box today and start our journey into some deeply fascinating esoteric archetypes. We're going to examine the source material of the show through the lens of ancient mythology, symbolism, numerology, and even Vedic astrology. Get ready, because you're about to see this iconic story in a completely new light.
Section 1. The Island as a Modern Echo of Atlantis.
Okay, let's dive into this. To start our analysis, we really need to look at the setting itself. Let's compare the grounded, physical properties of the island to the ancient legends. If you're a fan of the show, you know the island is incredibly unique, and it possesses three very specific mythological properties. First off, it miraculously cures diseases. Just think of John Locke or Rose, right? Second, it manipulates time and space. We're talking temporal barriers and the ability to literally move across the globe. And third, it contains this primordial light right at its center. In the show's lore, this is the heart of the island, the absolute origin point of life, death, and rebirth.
Now, in esoteric descriptions of Atlantis, the Esophical traditions talk about a civilization with highly advanced energetic technology possessing the ability to move massive structures using earth energy. But more importantly, they describe the sun crystal. This was a central core of divine energy and telluric power. And you know what? This maps perfectly to the island's heart. The island isn't just a piece of land. It is a full-blown energetic archetype. It's a place where spiritual technology fuses with physical matter, mirroring the fabled center of Atlantis perfectly.
Section 2. Children of Light and Shadow. Now, what's really interesting about this is that once we've explored the island itself, we have to look at the characters, specifically the ultimate conflict driving the entire narrative. Notice how perfectly the show's main antagonists align with ancient esoteric dualities. Jacob represents order, dharma, and acts as the custodian of the light. The man in black represents chaos, adharma, and serves as this dark entity desperately tied to matter and an overwhelming desire to escape. Well, in the esoteric traditions of Atlantis, society was divided exactly like this, into the sons of light, who were solar priests and energy custodians, and the sons of shadow. This duality isn't just some convenient TV drama conflict, it is the exact mechanism of the ancient myth. The struggle between Jacob and the man in black perfectly mirrors the fundamental reason for the fall of Atlantis. The ancient continent was said to be destroyed when the dark polarity, those sons of shadow, abused their advanced spiritual technology. The show reproduces this exact power struggle, mapping ancient mythological catastrophe right onto the characters' fight for control of the island.
Section 3. The Technocratic Caste and the Cataclysm.
Let's move our narrative forward a bit to see how human hubris bridges the gap between modern science fiction and ancient legend. Consider the DHARMA Initiative. They came to the island to study very specific fields: electromagnetism, parapsychology, social utopianism, zoology, psychology, and temporal anomalies. But here's the mind-blowing part. These are the exact same disciplines attributed to the Atlanteans in Rosicrucian and Theosophical traditions.
So the crucial point is that the DHARMA Initiative is effectively the modern reincarnation of the Atlantean technocrats. They tried to build stations to control the island's energy. They literally tried to alter the destiny of humanity. And just like the Atlanteans who tried to control the central crystal, DHARMA completely failed because of their technological hubris. The narrative beats are practically identical.
And this brilliantly illustrates the cataclysm itself. Just look at the timeline of the 19th century ship, the Black Rock. Step 1, it gets dragged toward the island by a catastrophic rogue wave. Step 2, it's pushed deep inland by a mysterious, overwhelming force. And Step 3, it crashes right into and destroys a colossal megalithic statue. This sequence directly maps to the legends of Atlantis, where catastrophic, anomalous tides swallowed the civilization, submerging its megalithic structures forever. The Black Rock's fate is literally a miniature echo of the Atlantean cataclysm.
Section 4. The Destiny Code. This brings us to the mathematics and cosmic karma underlying this whole story. We all know the famous numbers: 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. In the show, these are the Valenzetti equation, variables representing the end of humanity. But when you decode them through esoteric and tarot meanings, this stunning pattern emerges. 4 represents matter, 8 is karma, 15 is the portal, 16 is the falling tower, 23 represents dimensional change, and 42 is the end of a cycle. When you read this sequence from top to bottom, esoteric numerology reveals a precise formula of fall, chaos, and rebirth. It's the exact cycle of the Atlantean civilization.
This numeric cycle ties directly into Eastern esoteric traditions, specifically Jyotish, or Vedic astrology. Consider the Rahu-Ketu axis. In Vedic astrology, this is a karmic node representing a massive cosmic struggle. On one side, Rahu represents obsession, desire, and material attachment. On the other side, Ketu represents liberation, renunciation, and spirituality.
Let's see how this builds to our final understanding of the characters. The island itself functions as this exact karmic node, a portal between worlds where destiny gets inverted. The man in black is the perfect embodiment of Rahu. He's driven by desire, obsession, and a desperate tie to the material world. On the flip side, Jacob is Ketu, embodying renunciation, faith, and spirituality. Their eternal fight is an active karmic axis, echoing the exact spiritual divide that triggered the end of Atlantis.
When you piece all of these elements together, the conclusion is just stunning. This isn't just a science fiction narrative about a plane crash. It is a precise, modern mythological blueprint. As the saying goes, lost is Atlantis told in the language of the 21st century. A story of fall, redemption, and return to the light. It gives us a sacred island, a central divine energy, a conflict between light and shadow, and a group of initiates forced to choose between faith and science.
It completely changes how you watch the show, doesn't it? It proves that ancient archetypes are still deeply embedded in the stories we tell today, which leaves us with one final, fascinating thought for you to ponder. What other modern stories are hiding ancient esoteric truths right in plain sight? Thank you for joining me for this analysis. Keep questioning, keep looking deeper, and I'll see you next time.